Today we are going to be reviewing UBX, a coin that in recent months and weeks has gained a lot of hype. Now this hype has sent the price absolutely soaring. If we take a look at the 1 year price, we can see that at the March 21st, 2021, it was $0.0000183, and that has since gone up about 20 times, I'd say at least, from the start of March. And since its very peak, its all-time high at the 10th of April, we can see it's gone scrambling down all the way down to 0.2949 right now. It's currently on the back of a 14% dip. And today we're going to be taking a look at the coin, where you can buy it, how you can buy it, what do I think of the coin, and overall taking a nice review of it. So first up, if you're looking to buy this extremely popular at the moment coin, you can do it on KuCoin, Uniswap, Xmarket, or Hobbit. KuCoin because it's got $11 million of volume, meaning that the transactions are going to happen very quickly, assuming because the volume is so high, therefore liquidity is high, confidence in the exchange is obviously high. They also offer a very competitive price, and if you're looking to sign up to KuCoin to get this UBX, then you can use my link down in the description below and potentially get some free KuCoin or reduced commission when you make a trade, so you save a bit of money. But taking a look at their current tokenomics, we can see that their fully diluted market cap is 2.9 billion, which is a very hefty market cap. Obviously, we don't know their true market cap at the moment because we don't know their circulating supply. We can see it here is blank. So obviously when their circulating supply is revealed, that will give us a much bigger outlook on the stock, outlook on the crypto for current workings. We can see their max supply is 100,000 million, a lot, very high. And then we take a look at their chart. As we were saying, the chart has just gone massively up. But let's take a look at what UBX is. So UBX is very complicated to explain. It's a hybrid blockchain, meaning there's private and public networks on there. It's got a DAG structure, which means that when we looked at LTO was another hybrid blockchain, except it was on about one of the downsides this report said about LTO was the fact that LTO didn't use DAG structures, which meant that sometimes the cost and the transactions can be slightly high, whereas DAG, they said, was a much more cost-effective way to store and manipulate data throughout the blockchain. So we can see here that users as well on UBIX can create their own blockchains of various types, including private ones. Again, I wanted to explain some more details. There's a nice little, what is UBX Network here on this site, Moria. And we can see that the original decentralized UBX consisted of blockchains of various types, has been developed and is used to exchange sensitive data between applications, and that the interface was built on microservices, is used to exchange data between applications through the internal API. And it's a legal solution that allows users to legally determine the legal relationship between arising users and node holders. The legal framework is based on the original UBX license, decentralized. So we can see, firstly, it's decentralized. It's a blockchain crypto. It's a hybrid blockchain crypto, and they're all involved in storing data, creating stuff, managing, using the blockchain to develop apps, potentially to develop, basically, it's hard to say because there's so much scope. When there's a blockchain, there is literally almost infinite scope with what could potentially happen with it. So obviously as well, there's loads of smart contracts involved. They probably have the potential to integrate live contracts. There's just too much to really talk about, to be concise in talking about what the coin does. So we can see that 10% of all commissions are credited to a development fund, meaning that essentially that goes on to redeveloping the coin and making it better for the future. So no minting master nodes are rewarded with transaction fees. But let's take a look at the current price again. Let's go back to the 7-day price. Now, what some people are saying right now is happening is that there's a sort of is it a falling wedge? Yeah, I think a falling wedge, where if you was to, let's say, take a look on Twitter, we can see this soccer told you the drill, blah, 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 breakout at some point here. Now, he said 15th of April, it's actually gone even further down. It's actually not done what this guy said. But a lot of people are very hyped up about this coin, and you can see here that he was predicting this falling wedge where it's going to bounce around here, bounce around here, bounce around here. And eventually when it gets to the end of this wedge, he was saying it was going to shoot up. But this is a good reminder to say that just even though, you've seen technical charts or patterns in your graphs, they're not always going to follow this pattern. For example, it's now gone down. And remember, guys, I'm no financial advisor. Anything I say in this video, please do not make investment decisions based off of it. I'm not a financial advisor. I cannot be responsible. But taking again a look at the hype, there is a lot of hype around this coin with people saying that it's going to hit, 0.01 in 7 days or less. People are aiming it's going to be like at the same level as ADA, which is ADA is a $40 billion, coin. It's a long way to get there. He's obviously saying it's his retirement plan. And I think even in my group chats I'm in, the people I'm connected with in terms of the crypto space, there's a lot of hype around it, but no one's truly been able to convince me to jump in on UBX yet. So if you can, feel free to leave a comment down in the description below. And, who knows? We can see here that the market cap is over 100 million supposedly right now. So it's no longer a small coin. It's quite a big-ish coin. 100 million is not small money at all. So what is going to send, we're on the website now, UBIX to the moon? Well, you can see here, the digital universe with endless possibilities. And if you hold over 1 million tokens on the main site, you can get 0.1% compounding UBX per day, which is pretty cool. So we can see that, it's been worked on for over 4 years. It looks like the team behind it is serious. It's not a coin that's going to pump and then die out forever. I think once it gets some real world use, it's going to stick around. I don't know what's going to happen to the price. But again, we can see that there's literally, there it is. Their market cap's 100 million, circulation 34.5 billion. I don't know why it's not involved on the coin market cap website. And the volume in the recent 24 hours is 12 million, which is relatively high. And basically the thing that's going to send UBX to the moon is that everybody starts using UBIX to store data, to transfer data. They start using their blockchains and people start creating their own blockchain. And the more they kind of integrate UBIX into everyday life, into business life, the more demand there is going to be for the UBX coin, the UBIX coin, and the high demand for the coin. Obviously, with high demand and the supply being constant, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the price to move upwards. So essentially, this coin becoming mainstream is what's truly going to send it to the moon. So if you believe that UBIX has got, good fundamentals and is doing something that isn't done by other cryptos, and there's scope for it to take over some of the crypto space, which of course there is potential for that to happen, then, it would suggest that in the future, the price might increase. Now, of course, with this coin, like any coin, there's also potential for it to absolutely not go to the moon and collapse. You have to make this decision for yourself. I mean, maybe, UBIX doesn't quite gain market share away from the current cryptos that have already been longer in development and that are bigger. For example, LTO, ADA, VET. There's so many other cryptos that are on the similar ground as these guys, and what is really separating them and allowing them to stand out is what will truly determine their future in terms of their growth or not. So their team is 17 members currently, and I think that they've got a strong team. It's been claimed that they have got a team that is very experienced in developing software, as we can see here, and I think it's a very interesting coin. I know so many people that are trying to really ride this as their retirement plan. And I think if I was rich personally, I'd definitely look at, if I could afford it, having a tiny stake in it. But right now I can't afford to lose any more money than I currently do, so I'm not going to. I'd be very tempted though to test out the download and install functions and to test out UBIX. And again, to look at what their roadmap is, because their roadmap as well can often determine what they're going to do in the future. So why did that not take me to the roadmap? Let me search it again. So their roadmap, current focus, website redesign. I mean, what does that matter? Yep, I guess that's on your roadmap. They're halfway through completing the UBIX various tasks and stuff. They're also on the Binance Smart Chain. They've integrated to that now, which is great because Binance is one of the biggest coins out there, fourth biggest, I believe. Maybe even third now, and essentially being on the Binance Smart Chain is going to be helpful for the growth in the future. And taking a look at their recent news, we can also see that there was a lot of hype around it. So Philippines, are very interested, I believe, in the cryptocurrency, and they could be looking, and obviously related to the UBX current situation. There's not too much news around them. Obviously, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, so my opinion on UBX is that it's got a lot of potential, like a lot of coins. I think the thing with blockchain is there's so many uses that if you truly can capture a large market share, then you could be in for a good ride long term. It's not going to be a short term win, but I think long term you could be onto something. I mean, such an extreme pump as well is often a big deterrent for me. And seeing this pump from, let's say, the start of the year when it was, it came out, I guess, at the start of 3 months ago when it came out. I dare to think, I can't even count how many multiples that's done. maybe even 100 times since the start of the year. And I think when you look at such a big pump like that, it's almost scary seeing how much it's increased. So for me with that, I said I was interested in, if I was rich and had money to lose, I'd maybe take a punt on it. But right now, I think personally it's just gone up too much in recent months for me to get involved. I feel like I've missed the boat slightly, and I personally do not like chasing pumps. And for that reason, I'm going to refrain for the moment. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. There might be a lot of hype around it. Thank you.